How did I know that Brother Joshua's rapture date would fail? It is very simple. It's found in 2 Thessalonians 2, verses 1 through 4. It says, "Now concerning the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ and our being gathered to him, we ask you, brothers and sisters, not to be easily upset or troubled either by a prophecy or by a message or by a letter supposedly from us alleging that the day of the Lord is come. Don't let anyone deceive you in any way, for that day will not come unless the apostasy comes first, and the man of lawlessness is revealed, the man doomed to destruction. He opposes and exalts himself above every so-called God or object of worship, so he sits in God's temple proclaiming that he himself is God." The people in the Thessalonian church were confused about the second coming of Christ. Paul had explained clearly that a day would come when we are caught up to meet the Lord in the air. And he explains clearly that this occurs at his second coming. Now, from the context of the passage, it would seem that there were false prophets coming around and confusing the Thessalonians about when this gathering would be. Commentators debate about this, and even the verbiage of the words changes depending on what translation you look at. So in the King James, it says the day of the Lord is at hand. So some people thought that maybe the Thessalonians were believing that they were already in the day of the Lord and that Jesus was right about to come back, kind of like what people are saying now. Other people say, no, they thought that they had somehow missed the resurrection of the dead, because other places in the New Testament, it talks about how there was false teachers saying that the resurrection already happened and people were losing the faith because of it. So no matter which perspective you take, they were confused about the end times, just like a lot of Christians are confused about the end times now. So Paul wants to remind them and anchor them in the truth that there's an order of events that have to happen in the end times. And many of you are not going to like this, but the Antichrist comes before Jesus Christ comes. Another name for the Antichrist is the man of lawlessness, or the son of perdition, and he sets himself up in the temple and declares that he is God before the whole world. Everybody is going to know about it. Now, in the first century, in Paul's time, they probably weren't sure how they were going to find this out, maybe by like camel mail packaging. But now it's pretty obvious, now that we have the internet and news and all of these things live streaming all the time. Whenever this event happens, everyone's going to know about it. So Paul is explaining this to the Thessalonian church, that even though they were undergoing great persecution, they were not yet in the great tribulation, and Jesus wasn't about to come in their day. And for the false teachers that were saying that the resurrection already happened, like some full preterist, Paul was also addressing no, because why? The Antichrist had not yet set in the temple and declared himself to be God. And until those events happen, we can know with 100% certainty that any rapture date that comes before these events happen are going to be false rapture dates. Now, I know this is upsetting to people because you've been taught a pre-tribulation rapture,